welcome into Bon Appetit, and how about Bon Appetit with a kick at breakfast time? What do I mean by a kick? Well, let's just take things that are normal that we eat, and let's kind of get some herbs and give them some real flavor, make them taste good, but more importantly, herbs that are good for you. We have with us today our good friends Barbara and Fred Muenzmay. They have Eagle's Roost Herb Farm, which is in the suburbs of Rockford, Alabama. The way suburbs, way out in the country.
Downtown Rockford.
Downtown Rockford. They decided they didn't want to be in the high-rise area. So, no, but they have a wonderful herb farm up in that area. And you've done herbs for how many years, Fred?
It's probably, what did you say, 20 years now?
Yeah.
20 years. And what I like about you is when you're looking at herbs, you don't just say, okay, this is an herb that's going to be good here. You look at all the properties of that herb and make sure that it's it's going to do not only from taste, but what does it do to make you feel good too.
Yeah. Why should you eat cardboard?
Absolutely.
I'm with you.
Yep.
No, there are so many foods today, Jack, as you know, that are coming on the market to include bread, bagels, you have it, crackers, and we're getting into the sawdust area where you're getting into products that are dry and they're for fiber and they're what is being recommended for the calorie count, for the lower the cholesterol. But there isn't much coming back about what's still good for you and how to prepare it and add in these little elements like herbs.
Well,
And
today we're going to have two breakfast items, right?
yes, please.
Okay, what's the first? Should
Okay,
we show
first-
them and then you're going to show how to do it? Which one do you want to do
Yeah,
first?
I'm going to do, let's go do the scrambled there
Okay.
first. First, I want to explain about pans. Jack and I have talked about these. That this is an egg pan, and what that amounts to is that there's no corners. It's stainless steel, and it's lightweight. I can handle it, and it holds heat, so that eggs are not really quick cooked. They're cooked normally at a medium-low temperature. So whenever we crack eggs, what we normally do is we take the egg and we crack it first into another bowl because we want to make sure that the egg doesn't have anything except the egg.
No
and
shells.
sometimes it'll have a blood spot and what have you. So we're going to look at the egg first. Got two nice eggs there. Next is I've used room temperature eggs.
Okay.
Makes a difference between refrigerated and room temperature. If I'm going to poach an egg, which this is a poached egg, I wanted to get the poached egg at room temperature before I put it into boiling water. And I'll give you a couple hints how to do this in a minute. So what we do is when you're going to do scrambled egg, you want to add either milk or cream to it. And the reason being is that this is albumin, and the egg, again, is one of the most fertile things that you can have. I'm going to put in a little bigger pan here that I brought along. And in doing this, fork, anything you want to do, whisk.
You're going to get it nice and
Well, we're
fluffy.
aerating it.
Right.
Yeah, we're putting air back into it. The milk now is going to hold a little froth that the egg wouldn't hold. So I just want to get a little bit of that. And I have butter in that pan. And I'm very generous with butter. Eggs should, in my personal estimation, and most chefs will tell you the same thing, butter or an oil margarine butter combination of good quality, but not olive oil.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
So
Right.
then, obviously with the pan, I have complete control. Now, we're going to take the regular standard scrambled eggs, and Barb's gone out, and we just grabbed some fennel. Now, the fennel has what one would call, you can just grab it and take a little nip out of it. Most people would taste this and they would say it's licorice. It is not licorice, it is anise. So we're going to take scissors, we're going to cut right into the pan while it's still warm. And
It's pretty. Look, it's pretty.
Yes, it is.
we are going to do nothing more than stir that just a tad. Now, with eggs, the big secret, Jack, you and I talked about this before. When I put it on the fire, you must never quit turning the egg.
Absolutely.
You must have
Keep folding.
spatula on the egg. And then that allows you to get marbling into the egg. So someone says, I don't like hard eggs, I don't like soft eggs.
Right.
And it does make a difference. It makes a difference on how you're going to serve it. But I have an herb in here, so I want to have this, and I keep stirring it until it begins to cook and gel. when it's to where I want it, it's going to wind up looking like this pre-cooked that we have here.
And we have some nectarines.
Yeah, and what we've
Sliced.
done here is I've just taken some standard nectarines and took the skin off, and that took me a whopping 2 minutes to cut it, get it all
Right.
done, and that included the eggs. That's all it takes with a knife. I have the nectarine,
So
but that's fine.
the fennel, what's healthy for you about the fennel?
The fennel adds a flavor.
Good.
And it almost tastes like a
Fresh.
dessert. Yeah. Oh, it's
Fresh,
all, yeah,
fresh
absolutely.
eggs.
And the bread is pre-buttered, but normally you wouldn't serve that with jam. Normally, this
Right.
is the way this would be done, where you would take a nice portion of these two and put them on a little piece of toast and eat them as you're going along.
So you got your whole grain, your fruit,
And,
protein?
and what sugar has been added is added by the fruit, and
natural.
again, this is very pleasing to the palate.
Yes.
Easy to digest, and kids love it as long as you don't tell them.
Are we going to do the poached
Healthy,
egg in this show or
healthy.
the next show? In this show,
This one.
right?
It's up to
Poached
you,
egg.
sir.
Okay,
We got
we'll
poached
bring
egg
it on
here.
in. Well, it just depends on if it's not going to be a long, because we're getting close to.
Yeah.
I want to give it its just time.
All right. Some folks like, they don't like to have anything oily on the eggs, and in poaching an egg, there are several easy ways to do this. We have a kettle today that folks buy for their tea. They plug it in, and it boils the water and gives either a whistle or a click, and you've got it. So you're going to stand a standard coffee mug, and you're going to put 1 inch of water into the coffee mug. You're going to crack your egg. There you go. You're going to have water. You're going to crack your egg, but you're going to look at it before you let it drop. The white went in. Now I've laid that in. We're going to pour the tea water right on top of it, the boiling water.
Clear water, though.
The clear
That's
water,
easy.
but
Clear
it's
water.
boiled.
Yeah.
It's in your tea pot.
Okay.
We pour it on there. Now, what that does is you've reached a boiling temperature, and on poached eggs, in 1 minute, you normally would turn it down from a boil and then let it sit. So this is completed, and you push it aside and you let it have its full 1.5, 2 minutes. When it's done, you're going to take a tablespoon or a knife, pour the water off, get a nice bagel, toasted or untoasted, and put your poached egg on top.
And that is a perfect poached egg.
Absolutely.
Fish.
So, and again, whether it be toast or a bagel, we picked a bagel, it's whole wheat. Then,
And
if
you
you want
dress it up with blueberries.
yeah, if
and
you want
mint.
to upgrade this thing to where we're getting into, again, a wonderful blueberries, which are second or third highest antioxidants,
right.
along with grapes and fresh raspberries, things of that nature
Strawberries.
that are dark.
And you're ready to go.
So,
Good. 2 things for breakfast. And remember, it's Eagles Roost Herb Farm. It's located near Rockford, Alabama. But they are going to be in Alexander City on Saturdays from about 8 in the morning up until about noon, 1 o'clock with their herbs. And you can go by, tell them you saw them on Time of Your Life, and ask them for some of the great recipes that they have. And we'll be right back right after this.